Hey everyone, Taco here. It's been a while, right? A lot has happened this year, but today, things seem to be turning around. We got some great news. Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2 were announced. Yeah, Stories 2. I didn't believe it either. Back when I was really into stories, I was really clamoring for a sequel to that. I even made a little video about it in the form of a letter directed to Capcom. So I figure in this video we could just take a look at the trailer and the little Monster Hunter mini direct that was shown this morning. And, I'll just go through my thoughts and we'll go over some of the main features and whatnot. I'm only going to show little bits and pieces because I don't want to get flagged, but you can find the trailers for both of these on Nintendo's YouTube channel and elsewhere on the internet. So, Monster Hunter Rise and some of the new features. Man, first things first, dogs. I love dogs. And now they're in Rise. I mean, I got 2 dogs of my own and I'd do anything for them. And now I could have a dog in Monster Hunter. I'm 1,000% down with this. And I know I'm not the only one that had this on their wish list since like 3U. This dog in particular looks a lot like Rapide from Tales of Vesperia. And Capcom is calling them Palamutes. Missed opportunity to be called Palamutes, but I'll take it. I'm betting there's going to be a lot of really neat customization options, just like there is for Palicos. Which one are you going to use? Palamutes or Palicos? I usually model and name my companions after my own pets, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Hunters are now equipped with a magical grappling hook, except it's not really magic, it's called a wire bug. It's a little creature that helps you sail through the air like Spider-Man. One thing that I really love about Monster Hunter is how everything meshes together so well to create this really unique game world. Hats off to the developers here because honestly they are just so good at taking these fantastical ideas like flying and double jumping and, giant monsters and wrapping them all up into this world, making everything seem believable and more importantly realistic within the confines of that game world. To go along with that, in a direct there was a lot of talk of the V word, verticality. Monster Hunter has been slowly focusing more and more on adding height into the level designs, and everything that was shown in Rise looks like it reinforces that. In this trailer, there's not only hunters running up walls and jumping through the air, but also aerial combat moves. Take a look at this. So you could use the wire bugs to perform these really flashy aerial attacks. I'm wondering if hunter arts will still be a thing or if that's out the door. But either way, it's going to be a spectacle. And then look at this. The hunter is twirling what looks like a kunai on the end of a rope. Maybe this is a consumable item. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think. And then we get to the monsters that were shown in the trailer. Acnosam, this magnificent fire-spitting bird boy. Look at the crest on that guy's head. We're going to have to beg the desire sensor to get that. There's also the Tetranodon, which is, I don't know. It's an amphibian, so I guess it's like a weird frog turtle with a platypus bill. His neck sack can inflate, apparently with gravel, similar to other monsters in the past. But very interesting, I'll say that. And then there's the Great Izuchi, which will probably be one of the first monsters you fight. Now, in a direct, it was mentioned that the Izuchi will attack simultaneously or sequentially with its little minions, so gives it a little unique flair, I guess. And finally, the flagship was shown off as well, the Magnamalo. When I look at this guy, I just can't help but see the 2 legendaries from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Maybe it's that weird antler thing on its head? I don't know. Either way, I'm down. Not gonna lie, this game has already got me sold, but there's a couple other details I just wanted to go through here. Now, in single player, everybody can take 2 animal buddies, and you can mix and match them. So you could have, 2 cats, you could have 2 dogs, you could have a dog and a cat. I'm sure you can only bring just a dog or just a cat if you wanted to. The cats are more for support, and the dogs are more for attacking. And then in multiplayer, every hunter can bring 1 buddy. And then to add on to that, monsters can also throw down with each other, so there's the potential for 2 or more monsters fighting with 4 players and 4 buddies also in the fight. There's going to be a lot of action on the screen for sure. And the maps are confirmed to be seamless, so we could thank World for that. But something I appreciate more is just how open they look. Many of the areas shown give you plenty of breathing room to fight your monsters, so that's exactly what I like, so I'm excited for that. But then again, with the wire bugs, you could basically go anywhere you want, so it's wide open, but there's also a lot to explore. You can see hunters running up walls and also along walls like he's Prince of Persia, so I bet there's going to be a lot of tiny little details and hidden secrets throughout the map, like platforms, elevated platforms and whatnot. And also just think you're fighting a Rathalos or some sort of flying monster and it goes up to its nest. Well, you could just follow it right up the wall. It's going to feel so good. Now the direct also shows the town, which seems to have a Japanese mountain village vibe with the dress and the architecture. They didn't really reveal too much about the village or the story, so I'm not really going to go into that. If you want to know more about that, I'd say just watch the trailer. But the last thing I wanted to bring up about Rise is the release date, March 26th, just over 6 months away. It's going to be here before you know it. And of course there's limited editions and amiibos. The collector's edition looks pretty expensive, but it has a monster amiibo with it and some other goodies, some digital goodies and a little pin. There's a deluxe edition also, which doesn't have the amiibo with it or the pin, but it has some digital goodies. Then the amiibos, of which there are 3, will unlock special layered armors. Now, usually I'm not a fan of amiibos, but in this case, I think I may make an exception. Again, mark the date, March 26th, 2021. And I'm willing to bet there will be a demo prior to release as well. Monster Hunter games almost always get a demo. Now that was Monster Hunter Rise, but Capcom just loves us so freaking much that they also announced Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin on the Switch for a summer 2021 release date. Now there wasn't nearly as much time dedicated to this, so there's not as much to go off of. But I will say, if you haven't watched it already, just watch the trailer for Stories 2. There's a lot of story info in here, and I don't like to go into the story information so much because, I don't know, I just don't like to do that. But essentially it sounds like the Rathalos are disappearing from the wild and you have to find out why. There's this mysterious lady that you meet up with and she has a Rathalos egg, so who knows? It's probably going to be insane or something. Now the visuals look fantastic. It has that same sort of cartoony look that the first stories had, but it's a little more subdued and the textures are much better. I mean, doesn't take much to be better than 3DS textures, but this looks pretty good. And then at one point in the trailer, there's this Rathalos with a scar on his face, so I'm like, yo, that's Rathy! He's alive! But the scar pattern doesn't match up, so I don't think it was actually Rathy, fortunately. And of course, you know there's going to be more monsters in here. There were about 110 monsters in the first stories, and I'm wagering that the sequel will probably have at least that many or more. But important note, 5th generation monsters are going to be included. There's an Anjanath in the trailer. One thing that they mentioned at the end of the Direct was compatibility features between Stories 2 and Rise. So I'm not really sure what to make of that. What do you guys think? Maybe we'll be able to unlock special layered armor in both games, or be able to fight a unique monster as an event quest. There's a lot of possibilities, but I don't know. But yeah, that's a quick overview of the announcements today and my thoughts on them. There will be more at Tokyo Game Show. I think that's next week, so stay tuned for more information. There's probably going to be a lot of information coming out within the next couple of weeks about this game, so I'm excited. I hope you're excited. What features are you most excited for? Which game are you going to buy? Cats or dogs? Let me know down in the comments, and thanks for watching. Peace!